Okay, continuing our videos here, we're going to now look at the radial gradient. I had a lot of trouble getting this one to work correctly. I had to fudge around a bit. Again, we looked at the linear gradient. Now we're going to look at the radial gradient. So the basic setup here to do the radial gradient is you specify 2 points, x0, y0, x1, y1, and 2 radii. And this is a little confusing to me because it seems like what that would imply is that the first radius is where the gradient starts, so it means the center would be empty, and then the second is where it ends. And what I'm wanting to do here is, again with my polygon program, I want to start the radial gradient in the center point of the figures that I'm drawing. And I kept playing around with this before I finally realized that what I wanted to do is use the same point. So if we go here, you can look and see that I have x1, y1, which is my calculated random center point, and then I'm using that again for both. And I've experimented with this being 0 and 1, and it doesn't seem to matter either way. And then a radius is the radius of the polygon, which seems to work pretty well for the gradient. We're using the same gradient we did before for the rainbow, although I fudged the numbers a little bit because it seemed like the red was too big, and so then I cut it down. What I probably could have done is slightly reduce the radius so it would fit in the polygon. So again, we're saving the context, drawing the polygon, restoring the context, and then using the fill things here. One thing I didn't think about doing here is let me turn off the stroke and see if that gives us a better idea of what the radial gradient is doing. So let's go on down here, refresh, and start. And so yeah, that's kind of nice now. So now you can see, and I realize now that the stroke was actually drawing over pretty much the last layer of the radial gradient. So again, you can see those gradients are centered on the center point of the polygons. Alright, I kind of like the way that worked. While I got this up and running, I thought you might want to enjoy seeing what happens when you skew it. Oops, sorry about that. Let me reload it here. Should have left it running. Okay, now we'll start to skew it. And again, the skew doesn't affect the way that the gradient is applied, so it gets skewed just along with the shape. Kind of cool, huh? Alrighty. I think that's good enough for this one here. Let's stop that.